Oh, oi, oi. This is fucking diabolical. I mean, Jesus Lord. It's over. I mean, there's over, and then there's this shit, which is just like lock up, throw away the key, and then make sure the fucking cell has like a bunch of fucking rabid dogs in there as you lock up the cell. This is bad. I mean, the prosecutors basically have like a 60 fucking point lead in the Super Bowl. And even if you could make a comeback somehow by some fucking stupid miracle, which you can't, they have a backup plan of running the ball, which means they now have the great added benefit of pursuing this as a way to add on more years to your sentence in case you get like off with some bullshit murder conviction, right? So how this is gonna work, right? The prosecutors have basically, and this is why I told everyone, shut the fuck up on bitching about what the detectives are doing. Shut up. Let them do their fucking job. I told everyone this. You have no idea what's going on. You don't know what they're doing. Let them. And have they not cooked because they took their time? Have they not cooked? Look at this. They have built themselves up a fucking 60-point lead, and now they have the added insurance benefit of having two fucking all pro running backs running the ball in the Super Bowl. So they don't have to waste their time putting in harm's way, draining the clock. You know, I'm putting it in football terms to understand that this is completely fucked. Okay? Listen, I understand that we're going to sit here and talk about the Diddy thing and say they could fuck it up like Diddy. Diddy was a fuck up because of what they were charging him for. This is basically like, oh, so if you get off of one thing, we have this. It's like a hydra. They have a colony of fucking things they could charge him with to add on to their fucking sentence that makes this guy getting out of prison basically impossible. So let's start with the murder charge. He gets like, say, murder 2 at best, right? If he somehow gets off and gets a murder 2 conviction. Okay. So then they put out the CP, which you can read right here. The CP will add on, let's say he gets 50 years in prison. Or, you know, let's just for fun, 40 years in prison. Okay, you got 40 years in prison. You could get out when you're 60. He said, here's another 20 years for the CP. Yeah, you're going on trial for CP, and we're going to hit you with 20 more years. Oh, that's that's 60 years in prison. I'm out when I'm 81. I think he's like what? Actually, I don't know his age for sure. I don't even know his age. I say 81, but I don't actually know his age for sure. But yeah, he's like 20 something years old. He's looking at being out when he's like 80 something, potentially, if they even don't get the murder 1 conviction. Now, you get the murder 1 conviction, death penalty's on the table, or life in prison without parole. Either way is a win for all of us. I don't care. As long as that nigga's never seen the fucking light of day until he can't even fucking see and walk and do shit, which means 80 or 90 years old. And that would just be fucking funny, if anything. Or B, in the coffin, in a box, we're all good. I mean, we all want the death penalty and all this. It's like, at this fucking point, just make sure this motherfucker never sees the light of day. That needs to be your one and only priority. Make sure this motherfucker goes down for murder 1. Then if not, you have the backup plan of, oh, it's murder 2, he gets 40 years. Well, let's add on 20 more years. So it's like a murder 1 conviction anyways for your black ass. You'll never see the light of day again. You'll be spending the rest of your life in a fucking prison cell. Hopefully he goes into Gem Pop, but he probably won't. They'll I don't see it, but whatever. Um, During the hearing, prosecutors claimed they went through his phone and found a significant amount of CP. It's unclear if the alleged CP features Celeste. My, I if this is true, they basically have the best backup. They have like the greatest like contingency plan of all contingency plans. They have like contingency plan after contingency. Like they are sitting there looking at a gold mine of just like this nigga's done. Like Michael Jackson's witch hunt, potentially of what they thought they had with Michael Jackson, pales in comparison to what they have with this dude. Pales. You hired. It was done from jump. They were just playing him the whole time. And as people didn't understand, I kept saying, let the detectives do their job. You need to trust the detectives on this one. They know what they're doing. And, well, by God damn it, those motherfuckers didn't play. They got all his shit. They got all his shit. They found this, they found that, they found that, they found this. They said, okay, so, fuck you, nigga. Personally, I hope he gets a death penalty, but that's just me. I don't care. I think, you know what? Fuck that. I say let him get life in prison without parole and put him in Gen Pop and let the chips fall where they may. That is literally what I wish happens out of all this. He goes to general population in prison for the rest of his life. However short-lived that is. Wink, wink. That's what I will tell all of you here. But the way it's looking, he's cooked. He might as well take a plea deal. And that plea deal is, and I would say no less than 60 years in prison. He needs 60 fucking years in prison. No less. Not a fucking minute less than a 60-year sentence. Not a half second less. You put it, because then he's like 81. And that's, to me, you could sell a sorry ass on you can get out and have a life. No, you can't. You might not even live to 81, nigga. He has to admit that he's a fucking monster, and he'll be in prison for 60 years. Pfft, call it. Your life is over. By the time you get out, you won't even be able to walk no more. Personally, with 70 years. But 60, 70 years is where I'm looking, man. He has got to at least get that. The worst out of this case is they fumble this is he gets 50. That's the worst you can manage. And even then, he's like out at 70 years old. I still think that's a kind of a win. Even though he should be in prison for the rest of his life. The way this is going, though, he's going to go for there. He's done. They're playing hardball. Usually they would offer a plea deal or they would be, nah. They're talking about the death penalty. They are not playing with this dude. And you know what? Good. Clearly, it doesn't look good, homie. It doesn't look good for him. It doesn't look any bit fucking, it doesn't look anything like but what it is. You killed this girl because you were afraid of her putting you out as the monster that you are. Well, congratulations. You are the monster now. You are now the monster that you are. She exposed you anyways, bro. She won in all this when it comes to exposing your sorry ass. Hear me well, motherfucker. I know I usually do innocent to proven guilty, and I want to keep the facts of this case kind of like neutral. But fuck out of here, man. This is ridiculous. Not only was she found in your fucking car, in your trunk, not only that, they've now found actual disgusting, illegal shit on your phone. You sick fuck. They found text messages. They found everything. They found a motive. They found a timeline. Oh my God, these niggas literally have a fucking whole documentary on you. It's not even funny to me that you did this shit. It is so plain and clear he did that shit. 50 Cent needs to be on the other line saying, yeah, that nigga did that shit. Here's what I'm talking about.
What's poppin'? A long time. He did that shit. Guilty as fuck. Guilty as
Done. Guilty as fuck. He did that shit. Moving on. Not even joking here. He did that shit. Guilty. The fact you're even trying to argue this to me is disgusting. You're going to try and fight this shit? The most honorable thing you can do is take a literal plea deal of life without parole. That's it. Life without parole. I'd say the only leniency I'd give you is 60 fucking years. And just like top leniency, 60 years. Because at least you're going to suffer for 6 motherfucking decades. Because that's how I think it needs to go. That no less than 60 years for this penalty of a crime. Even then, I think that's an L. But I'm talking about L's here of all contingencies. I don't think anything less than 60 years should be on the table for this asshole. Because at least he'll be a geriatric old fuck that can't walk when he gets out. And he'll have a whole host of problems coming out of there. But no, he needs to go without. But I think if anything, realistically, this is life without parole territory and death penalty territory. And I'll keep it 100 with all of you. He did that shit. The evidence doesn't lie. The timeline doesn't lie. This is all bullshit. This ain't like Tory Lanez and Meg, where we can have conspiracy theories, even though it's like, I don't know what to tell you about that case. I don't know. If it ever comes out that Tory Lanez didn't do it, great. Let me know. But I'm gonna be real with y'all. He might have shot that chick. Man, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, I don't know. There's conspiracies that dumb shit. I don't know. There is no doubt with this shit. There is no anything with this shit. There is no shadow of a doubt that he did it. The only thing you could say is, did he plan it? Well, Yeah, I think he did. Yeah, I think he had a motive. I think you're gonna have a hard time proving murder one though, because you're gonna have to actually prove that he planned this shit. But now that you have the fucking CP on the table, even if he gets like 40 to 50 years off the murder too, well then you have this shit you can charge him with as a backup plan and go, well, you got away with 40 years. Here's 20 more for you, nigga. 20 to 30 for this shit, bitch. They ain't playing, bro. These prosecutors are not playing. They're gunning to put this man under the prison. And I am all fucking for it. I hope they fucking use every greasy wheel in the book. I hope they fucking fry him. I want him to suffer for what he did. I want literal... I don't care what you gotta do. I don't care if you gotta rig the system at this point. I don't care if you gotta like rig the system for this nigga to fucking end up in prison. I don't care if you gotta fake evidence. Because it's just that bad. You don't have enough real evidence. I'm just joking, by the way, about the fake. You don't actually do that. No. In all seriousness, though, as much as I'm joking, this dude actually needs to go to prison for the rest of his fucking life. There's no fucking reason he shouldn't. And if he gets anything less than that, I don't consider that a win. But I will say this, as long as that nigga is not fucking getting out of prison for the next at least 6 fucking decades, I can rest and say, is what it is. But as far as I'm fucking concerned, this motherfucker deserves no less than 60 fucking years in prison. And that's leniency. That's way too much leniency than this disgusting sack of goat shit deserves. But that's the amount that he should be allotted, in case you want to just close this case and make sure that he suffers. But to be honest, they're not looking for that. They're gunning to fucking make this motherfucker bleed. They're gunning to make this motherfucker suffer in prison. And they're gunning to make an example out of him. And you know what? Do it. Do it all, bitch. I'm all 100% prosecutor on this one. I'm all 100% prison system on this one, buddy. I'm all 100% fucking justice, motherfucker. Let's go. Fry his ass.